Who do you get to spend most time with, Mum or Dad?
Mommy.
Right, okay.
Because Dad has these long meetings. Like at Kaylee's birthday, he said he would like the candles, but he had this big meeting that was very important.
Oh, so on her birthday, he wasn't there to do the candles?
Mm-mm.
And how does that make you feel when you don't get enough time?
Sad.
After hearing that story from Johnny, what I want to do now is talk to Kaylee and see what she has to say about her dad.
He's like sort of strict, so we sort of behave.
Because if you don't behave, what happens?
He'll get his belt out, and he has a special spoon, and he'll put like a face on the back,
What kind of face? What do you mean?
like a sad face.
Right.
Let's face it, I've heard a lot about John, so I'm actually looking forward to meeting him myself and getting a chance to know him better. Dad finally got home after 7 p.m.
Hi, John.
There she is. Hey,
Hi, pleased to meet you, Jeff Ross.
nice to meet you.
After changing clothes, Dad came down into the kitchen and started to prepare for dinner, and Johnny and Kaylee were cooking up a storm themselves.
This one's first!
God, those kids are going for it. Are they always like that, arguing and fighting with each other?
Those two? They'll fight. Yeah, they fight and argue. Yeah, and try to let them work it out. If they can't work it out, we got to step in. I don't monkey around with them. You know, I'm not really into timeouts. I'm going to tell you to do it. I'm going to ask you nicely. But if it's not getting done and you're totally ignoring me, then I'm going to have to start raising my voice. And if that doesn't work, then the hand, you know, a little swat across the rear end never hurt anybody.
The kids were talking about that today. They were saying that you got this belt and you got this spoon or something that's got like a face on it.
I do not.
Oh, you ain't made a spoon then with a face on it?
No,
So the spoon doesn't exist, you're telling me?
it does. It's right here.
Oh, it does?
It doesn't have a face, but it will.
Oh, okay. Why don't we get straight down to business and discuss discipline? You have no authority.
None.
They don't take you seriously.
No.
You are a pushover.
Yes.
But when Dad comes home, it's a different story. They do as they're told. Because to get a belt, to get a spoon, hurts. Now, I ask you this. Is it necessary? Is it necessary that you have to inflict that pain on your kid in order for them to listen to you?
Sometimes it is necessary.
Tell me why.
If you don't understand verbal instructions, maybe you need a little attention getter.
If I could teach you guys a discipline technique that meant that we could throw away Mr. Spoon, would that not be an option for you?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
The next day, I do want to try and teach Mum and Dad a new discipline technique. I need Dad on board and time's running out. If the children don't listen to what you're asking them to do, I want you to bring them over to the timeout bench.
Timeouts in my house don't exist. I've never tried them.
It wasn't long before Mum got to try out the technique. The kids were playing in the backyard and Thomas bit Carly, which gave Mum an opportunity to step up.
Sit down there. Because you bit Carly, you're going to sit in timeout.
She explained why he was on that bench and she walked away.
This is him protesting. Pick him up, put him back.
He got off it. She placed him back time and time again. Mum was doing really good at the discipline, but then Dad walked in and I wanted to nip the possibility of him sabotaging this by getting him involved. Watch. I want Daddy. You want Daddy? Place him straight back, John. Don't talk to him, just place him straight back in timeout. To support Mum with what she's doing. Okay, Shannon, if he gets off, I'd like you to take over now. It was just to prove a point here, okay? Shannon, there you go. Okay, nice work, John, nice work. When Dad sent Thomas back to the naughty bench, it certainly has given him a strong reminder that Mum and Dad are on the same page now.
I'll see how Shannon does with it. If she has success with it, maybe I'll think about it. I'm still not a timeout guy.
Thomas put up a good fight, to say the least. I mean, we knew that was kind of going to happen. But Mum stayed focused, and after a couple of minutes, he stayed on that bench. It was good.
The lesson that I learned from the first time out is the kids aren't ruling me, and I can outlast them.
Perfect. Perfect, Mum. Mum is certainly feeling more competent to follow through with discipline now.
Calm down, Mommy, and we'll pick you up. John's probably still not a timeout guy, but it doesn't weigh heavy on me. I need control, and I'm going to get control whether he wants to do timeouts or not. I'm there to be a mother to my children, and if Mr. Grolikowski wants to come aboard, he can. It's up to him.
You are doing what is right, and that's all that matters.
You did very well. Dad's really warm into the process, which is a good thing, but I now need to make sure that he follows through, and I also want him to spend more time with the kids. So I thought for each kid, you could write like a promise letter to them, saying that you're going to do one particular thing with them. It can be anything, and it may be something that just lasts 15 minutes or 30 minutes, yeah?
I tend to stay longer after work and get caught up, so I don't get a lot of home time with the kids.
Let's, for example, start with John. We can go to the golf course with John.
Dad was a little bit sceptical about writing letters and doing this technique, but as he started to write, he got more involved.
Choice, give her two things, because she may say something that you feel that you can't actually fulfill.
When Dad had finished writing his letters and put his seal of approval on them, he then went and posted the letters. So it's going to be quite exciting tomorrow. They started to open up their mail, and John was very, very pleased, to say the least.
It says, I promise
To take you to the golf course. Love, Daddy.
What's yours say?
Dear Kaylee, I promise to spend one-on-one time with you, your choice. 1, go to the mall, and 2, bike ride. Love, Dad.
It says, Dear Carly, Daddy's going to take you to Chuck E. Cheese as promised. You and Thomas, right?
Yeah.
That's it. No big kids. Ready?
And later on that day, Dad stuck to his promises. Cool.
Should be smooth and even. There you go.
Golfing with Daddy was fun.
The bike ride, it was just me and my dad playing and no littler kids, and we had fun because we were just talking to each other.
I just hope that he continues on his journey that he needs to with his children.